see by the look on his face, the smiles, it wasn't to be taken seriously. Take the music seriously. Don't take the image too seriously.
Claire Sturgis there talking to me a little earlier, former host of BBC Radio 1's Rock Show. And we can speak now to Jack Ryland-Smith, one of the many people who turned out today in Birmingham city centre to pay their respects. So hello to you, Jack. Hi there. Talk to me about how it has been today and where you were.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, well, as you can see just behind me, we were probably stood just around that sort of area there. There were absolutely thousands of people that came out to celebrate the life of Ozzy today, and it's been one hell of a response and well earned for him. It's well deserved.
Yeah, just tell us then what it was about Black Sabbath and Ozzy himself that made you, so drawn to their music and to them.
Well, I mean, from a very early age, I was listening to, my mum was playing cassettes in her car, that's going back, a little bit, playing cassettes in her car of rock compilations and stuff, and all these rock compilations, 9 times out of 10, nearly all of them had Black Sabbath Paranoid on, and that's probably where it started for me, really, was listening to the likes of that stuff. And not only that, discovering an awful lot of other rock bands as well. And, when it came to listening to, Paranoid, it led on to, finding, obviously, Ozzy by himself, in his solo career and stuff. And I fell in love with Sabbath, I fell in love with Ozzy.
Yeah, and, what about all the we were talking about the horror imagery and all of that side of things, but also the sort of underlying sense of humour about it all, and they didn't really take themselves too seriously, but they did have this kind of edgy side that nobody had seen before. How important was that to you?
Well, being a horror fan myself, I'm not going to bark at any of that, you know what I mean? I'm a big fan of it, but, at the end of the day, fair play to them, right place, right time. They did it and it works, and they had that sort of edginess to them. Of course they did, it was Black Sabbath, it was Ozzy Osbourne, and, I think it played a big part in them, didn't it? It's the edginess and the horror side of it, it's heavy metal at the end of the day, it's what we live for.
Yeah, could have been very different, couldn't it? They were a jazzy blues band in the beginning.
In the beginning, yeah, they were, but... hey, things change.
Yeah, and they changed music for so many different bands came from them, didn't it? That's what's so big, isn't it? That it's not just that they came up with this one new form, this one new thing. It's just that it carried on and it developed and grew, but it all started there in Birmingham, didn't it?
It did, yeah. They, Black Sabbath started, and obviously they were playing just down the road at the Crown Pub, and that's where it all began for them. And then, there were many other acts that followed after that, and people say they were the reason heavy metal is a thing today, and that's very true. It is very true. They were the founders of heavy metal.
Yeah, you're probably too young to sort of appreciate why it was so important at the time. But everyone I've spoken to today is you get the sense that people felt like they needed a bit of an antidote to the flower power of the '60s. All that sort of lovey stuff. That they needed some sort of breakaway.
Yeah, definitely. This is, the way I'm looking at today, this is Ozzy Osbourne's funeral today here in Birmingham, there has been that sense of like you said, the flower power and stuff, heavy metal is alive and well in Birmingham today, and the heavy metal community have turned out in numbers to celebrate this icon, he was a very important reason heavy metal is here, and the reason it exists is mainly because of Black Sabbath, and, we're very lucky to have seen Ozzy Osbourne in people, and I'm very fortunate myself. I was lucky enough to see him 4 times, 3 times with Sabbath and 1 time on his own, and it's been an absolute an honour, I unfortunately I never managed to get to the last concert, the Back to the Beginning concert. I tried, but so did many millions, that tried to do it. But being here today, to me, this feels like this was his his last stand, and to see obviously the family here and stuff, and to see Ozzy, hopefully it's a bit of closure for the family as well, and it's just a message to show the heavy metal community is alive and well, and the people are still here, in Birmingham. You know, I mean, I've just started a petition up on change.org myself, you know, for an Ozzy statue to be erected here in Birmingham, and it's received over 700 signatures, you know, and I hope to God, you know, people will keep signing it, because we need something like that to honour his legacy. You know, this man, you know, he invented heavy metal, you know, with Black Sabbath. So
yeah, there's also been a petition to try and get the airport name changed.
yeah.
Hasn't there? Yeah, that seems to have
Yeah,
many thousands of signatures have gone into that. I have a little quote from the airport somewhere here, yeah, saying that they're going to look into how they could celebrate Osbourne's heritage and contribution to the region. So they're not making any promises just yet, but they're going to do something, seemingly, it sounds like.
Well, they got to at least give him a plaque, haven't they, or something at the airport, you know? I mean, it's got to be something along those lines. But I definitely think, you know, Birmingham needs to, you know, that we need to get a statue up for this man. You know, I mean, he was a very, very important person, and he was, you know, we need something to celebrate his life. I mean, the bridge is just up there, you know, I mean, maybe get it by the bridge.
Yeah. OK, well, lovely to talk to you. Jack Ryland-Smith there, a fan, one of the many fans who turned out in Birmingham City Centre today. Thank you so much for talking to us. There has been a new mural, actually, which has just appeared in Granville Street, I think it is, in the centre of Birmingham. I think we can show you a picture of it that's just appeared. It's depicting Ozzy Osbourne. There we go. There's just appeared today, by the looks of it, on Granville Street in Birmingham. There are other murals already around the city. There's one on Navigation Street and in Digbeth. That's a new one that's just popped up today, on the day that his funeral cortege has been making its way through the streets there of Birmingham. And among the crowd